Hi Year 5 families, Miss Rope here. So I'm just going to go through English over the spring term. So obviously I teach both classes English across Year 5. We are looking at 2 new texts this term. So we're looking at Cosmic. The children have started that today and they've already noticed some similarities between our characters from Who Let the Gods Out and Cosmic. So they're already really interested in that book and seeing where that will take us. Towards next half term, we'll be looking at The Arrival as well. So The Arrival is a graphic novel, and we can get quite a few interesting pieces out of that. The children will be focusing on narratives next half term, using the pictures that they can see from The Arrival, using features such as figurative language, adjectives and adverbs, which we have already looked at. However, they'll be consolidating that knowledge and implementing it into their writing for this term. In terms of Cosmic, so what's coming up for the children, we are looking at creating a letter. So grammar focus for that will be formal and informal language. We will be looking at how they can identify appropriate registers and apply this into their writing. We have already touched upon it with their last piece of writing, so that we're creating a informal diary entry for Who Let the Gods Out last half term. But this half term, focusing more on formal and how we would address a head teacher in a letter as our main character, Liam Digby. We are also going to be creating a persuasive leaflet. This links very nicely to our topic, groundbreaking Greeks. So we're going back to our Greek topic in history. And they'll be creating a persuasive leaflet travelling to Greece. So the children will be using formal features again to persuade someone to travel to Greece. We'll also be looking at determiners, understanding how these words can specify nouns and clarify meaning. We're looking at cohesive devices. Again, this is just things they should already know, but we are going over them so they can link sentences and paragraphs, and it creates a smooth, logical flow. And as I said, adjectives and adverbs and figurative language, which we have already touched upon, but the children will be encouraged to include this more into their writing. We'll also have quite a few sessions on spellings, just consolidating that again, and handwriting sessions, so the children can write for longer periods of time and implement this in their writing, and hopefully showing already steady progress in their writing gallery entries, and we're going to have some wonderful pieces for this half term. That is all for English for the spring. Thank you for listening.
Good afternoon, Year 5 Griffin families. I'm Mrs Quick, obviously a Year 5 teacher, and I'm here to talk to you about what we're going to be looking at this term in our maths lessons. I teach maths to both classes, and so far this year we've started doing fractions, and we're going to carry on with that into the spring term. Now, we've started doing fractions where the children have learned about numerators and denominators. The numerator is the top of the fraction, denominator is the bottom, and we're going to be learning how to add and subtract fractions with the same denominator. That means that the number at the bottom will stay the same. Here's an example, 2/3 and 2/3. The children will learn that the denominator does not change because they're both the same. However, they do add together the numerators. We've already looked at that briefly in our arithmetic lessons, so hopefully this should be quite a good skill for the children to learn. We're also going to be looking at mixed numbers and how to add those. Now, a mixed number is made up of an integer, which is a whole number, and a fraction. So, for example, 2 1/4 is a mixed number. To add them together, we'll have another mixed number, and we'll be looking at how to add them, which will be adding the integers together and how to add the denominators together as well. Moving on, when we've done that, we're going to return to our multiplication and division unit. And what we're going to be learning there is a lot of multiplying. We're going to be learning how to multiply 4 digits by 1 digit. So we'll start, for example, with 2, 3, 4, 5, 2,345 multiplied by 2. That's 4 digits, and then we've got our 1 digit. The children will learn where to start, how to move along and multiply, when to carry numbers. We'll also then be multiplying 2, 3 and 4 digit numbers by 2 digits. This one's a little bit more tricky, because although the children are getting quite confident at multiplying 1 digit, we're now bringing an extra digit into play. The children will learn that when we've multiplied our 1s, we then have to multiply our 10s. They've already started learning how to put a placeholder, because to show we're multiplying by a 10, and we will continue with that into our unit. We're also going to start looking at short division. Short division is when we look at the bus stop method, and I might, for example, have 3 into 63. So 63 divided by, that sign there means divided by 3. And what we do really, all we do is look at the first digit, which is a 6. How many times does 3 go into 6? If we divide 6 by 3, how many times does that divide? And the answer is 2. That will go on to here. 3 divided by 3 is 1. That one's quite a simple one. We're then going to move on where we have a number that will actually have a remainder. So this time, 64 will not divide by 3 exactly. So we're going to say 6 divided by 3 is 2. 4 divided by 3, 3 will go into 4 once. However, on this occasion, we have a remainder. There is 1 left over. Moving on from that, the children will learn how to represent that 1 in different ways with their remainders. So hopefully by the end of this unit, they'll be confident with their multiplication and their division. If you need any help or advice with this, please don't hesitate to come and ask. Thank you very much.